You're listening to Mad Men Sports, sponsored by Black Button Distilling. Christmas is right around the corner, guys. A couple more days. If you guys need your last-minute Christmas shopping gifts, go down to your local liquor store to get a wonderful bottle of Black Button. You may notice that we don't have any microphones. We did receive some comments, which were greatly received by us. We do have new microphones coming in the mail, so we don't know what to do with our hands. Zack, what's going on, man?
Not too much. Kind of reeling after a Patriots loss. 0-6 in the McDermott era. But at least we have the playoffs ahead, so it could be worse.
Yeah, Diamond Dave, what's going on, man?
What's up? I don't know what to do with these hands. You're right.
Exactly. It's weird.
I'm excited for Christmas.
As everyone should be.
I wish the Bills would have won, but it's okay. Waiting for another week for playoffs to start.
Yeah, and there's a lot to kind of unravel from that Patriots game. I mean, it was tough to when the offensive line struggled like they have this year. I mean, the receivers kind of picked up the slack that they did in recent weeks, but still not where you needed them to be. Zack, what kind of thoughts do you have from yesterday's game?
Well, listen, I've been preaching it on this, this podcast, this show, whatever we want to call it nowadays. The Mad Men Sports. I've been preaching on Mad Men Sports for a while that Cody Ford has been pretty pedestrian at the right tackle position. Starting to think that it might not be too bad to get Ty Nsekhe back and healthy right before the playoffs. Cody Ford was not great yesterday, and obviously, you see his screen grabs of the last play of the game. No one on the offensive line was necessarily great per se. It is the Patriots. They show you a bunch of different looks. There's a lot going on. It's hard to beat the Patriots in Gillette Stadium. I mentioned it last week on the podcast. Show, whatever. Abysmal first half by Josh Allen. Absolutely horrible. Listen, he keeps me on the fence. I'm not in for him yet. I'm not out on him yet. I'm just stuck on the fence. I think if I'm in this position a year from now, I think I'm going to just have to be out on him. He's got to convince me starting next year. Listen, 13 completions in a full NFL game is pretty piss poor, if you ask me. He did turn it on with about a minute left, and I'll say this, the second half was much better than the first half, but I think the part where it really started to turn around and he started to actually control his own game instead of having the game control him was with the 2-minute, the 2-minute drill going on when they eventually scored with the Deion Dawkins touchdown. Love to see it. On that drive, he took the ball and he ran it. He scrambled for the first down, and I think that was almost a monkey off his back because, everyone talks about week 4 and how he got knocked out. Somewhere in his head, maybe it's in the front, maybe it was just total focus, maybe it was in the back of his head, got to be careful this game, don't want to get hit, don't want to get touched. It seemed like it ripped a Band-Aid off when he went for that first down. He started to hit Cole Beasley on the sideline, had that nice pass to Dawson Knox, and then, obviously they scored the touchdown like so. But I think him running kind of, all right, let's play. I kind of woke him up a little bit. It brought him to the game. It might have been a little too late because while, yes, they were tied at the half, there was plenty of opportunity with that huge missed pass to Dawson Knox where he could have been up a touchdown there. Listen, the defense was on the field for 75% of the game. Yeah. That's a tough loss for them.
It's really tough when you see 13 completions, but you kind of have to take into consideration the offensive line was horrible. Josh Allen was pressured almost on every single pass, like we saw against the Steelers and with the Ravens. So you're going to see subpar quarterback numbers when you're getting rushed that much.
Sure, but also you could, throw close to the vicinity of the wide receivers and let them make a play. He missed a lot of open wide receivers, and that's really what bothered me in the first half of that game. And, more so in the third quarter. He was very efficient in the fourth, but almost just playing in the catch-up role. At one point, are you going to put together a whole game? Everyone talks about his heroics in the fourth quarter. Just put together a full game, and we don't need to talk about how great you are.
So do you not consider Bill Belichick being great at disguising packages against young quarterbacks, and kind of maybe that's in the back of his head, and he doesn't want to make that mistake? Because, everyone, local media, fans, national media, they've been harping on his turnovers all year. So don't you think that's kind of in the back of his mind? You're playing against a great defense in the New England Patriots, who I believe lead the league in turnovers.
They don't. The Steelers do that. Listen, if that's in the back of your head, I don't know what you're thinking when you're seeing a wide open wide receiver and then you're worried about things going on. You see a wide open receiver, hit a wide open receiver. It shouldn't be that hard. you're in the NFL. It's your second season. Figure it out. You're running out of time. That's pretty much my essential part. If I'm a year away from today, I'm sitting here and I'm talking about the same things that are wrong with Josh Allen, then I'm out on him. I'm still on the fence. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. The defense is definitely carrying this team through the playoffs. He does enough in some scenarios. I just need consistency. That's all I'm going to need from here on out.
What's up, Dave?
Oh, no, nothing. Really nothing.
You wanted to say something?
My thoughts of the game are, I think we kind of slept on the Patriots. I think they're still the Patriots. They're still damn good.
Did we sleep on them? I don't know.
Tom Brady. Well, we sat here and predicted the Bills to win.
We do every week.
We do, but I think the Patriots are still the leaders of the division, and they earned it. I think that Josh Allen, I think you're being a little too hard on him. I do think he had some bad throws, but he still is a gamer. He still kept us in the game. I know the defense did what it did. I personally think that was the worst performance by the defense all season.
It's hard to have a worse performance when you're out there 70% of the time.
That's true, and I think
a lot of
the way to beat the Patriots, the Giants wrote it, and people follow it when they beat them, is hit Brady. We didn't hit Brady at all.
No pressure.
Zero pressure, which, again, we need a pass rusher. And time possession. Time possession in this game was pathetic. Patriots had complete time possession. They did it by running Sony Michel, which the run defense has been an issue all season. And going into the playoffs, it's not going to be very good. We need to get that under control because we're going against some pretty good running backs. Also, we talk about pass rush. Also, what was the thing?
Missed tackles?
Oh, 17 points. The Bills putting up 17 points is just not acceptable.
Three straight weeks.
You have to put up more points than that.
Well, that starts at Allen.
You're going to get destroyed. Going to the playoffs is just isn't good enough. You have to start winning games, and you're not going to do it by putting up 17 points. And you're right, Zach. Allen isn't putting up points, but that brings me to the next point. You look at teams that have been successful in the past. You look at the Chiefs right now with Kelsey. You look at when the Patriots had Hernandez and Gronk. All these teams have tight ends. There's supposed to be a cushion for the quarterback. We don't have a tight end right now. A lot of faith has been put into Knox because he's had one or two good games. Bills need a tight end. Croft isn't the answer. Bills have needed a tight end for the past maybe decade. Bills have to get that position under control because that is a safety blanket for a quarterback. For a young quarterback like Allen, Bills don't have that. And I think it's starting to show. But he doesn't have a safety blanket. He has Brown, he has Beasley, and then after that, and you can't argue this, he has nothing. Nothing has performed.
I don't think he has 13 receptions because he doesn't have a receiver. I don't think he has 13 completions because he doesn't have
I think he doesn't have any faith in any of his weapons.
He threw up a prayer to Dawson Knox, which had a 16.5
This week, you're right, but
percentage.
Knox in the past has dropped several passes. We've sat here and talked about. Singletary.
Listen, this whole team drops passes.
Maybe it's something we need to address. He's being a gamer. That goal line.
They're not going out to get a tight end.
When it was 4th and 2 and the Bills went for it, that was all Allen putting the second effort in there. We could talk about the face mask all we want, but that's the other thing. I'm sick and tired of us getting mad and bitching about refs. We don't want to be that team anymore. We want to go out there and just win games. Obviously, there's some bias there, but stop with the excuses. I hate hearing that now. I'm at the point where I'm sick and tired of hearing about refs.
The bottom line is this team's too good at this point. You're 10-5. You're too good to have moral victories.
Yeah, and we said here, whenever we sat here last, and we said, we're in the playoffs, just don't get hurt. We were successful at that. Morris will be fine. We're still in the playoffs. It's still positive vibes. We're all feeling good about the Bills still.
Yeah, absolutely. You get to the playoffs, going to Houston, a place where Allen got hurt last year, yes, but had a great game. He was starting to mount a pretty solid game there.
That's the Peterman interception of J.J. Watt, and he ran it back for a touchdown game.
Yeah, E.J. Manuel also had that happen. It's been kind of a reoccurring thing. So J.J. Watt gets a pick six in a game where he'll probably be back for the first time in a long time. We might have to do something about stopping J.J. Watt catching the passes from us. That's just probably something we'll have to look into. We did beat T.J. Watt, so
But our defense is still is damn good. They got worn out last game, and they should blame the offense for that. Our defense is still very damn good. Our defensive backfield's, I think, still the best in the league. I think it can match up against anybody, but we absolutely 100% need a pass rush. We had games where we got sacks, we got games where we got pressure, which is great. It's just not good enough. We need a strong pass rush.
Listen, and I hate to talk about the calls, like you said. We're too good to complain about stuff like that, but that intentional grounding's total crap, right?
Yeah.
The non-call on the intentional grounding.
The nearest receiver was like 12 yards.
At what point are we just going to stop babying Tom Brady? I mean, it's over. His career's done. But
I really think they just do 50-50 where they want to call. Intentional grounding is the stupidest call in the league.
You see him Tripp and Oliver?
Yeah.
Or try to punch him.
I will say I like the fact that they were calling pick plays yesterday. That was a big step forward for the league in maturing their ways. Calling pick plays is a big way to stand up to a team that's walked over the league for years. Even the league, not even the league teams, they've walked all over the league office for years. You get all these cheating scandals. They don't care. They just do it anyways. You got Robert Kraft getting massages by younger, allegedly younger children. No one cares. Nothing happens.
I don't think she was a child.
I don't know what the specifics of the case are.
Definitely wasn't
She
a
might have
child.
been.
Listen,
Not the child.
Listen, it's illegal. That's the bottom line. And then no one in the league office ever steps up to him. Roger Goodell tries, and then everyone just makes fun of him. No one steps up to this organization. Everyone just lets him walk over him. The Bills have let him walk over them for 2 decades at this point. The league has just let them cheat. Well, they haven't let them cheat. They cheat and cheat and cheat, and there's nothing. They've not dropped the hammer on this team to the point where they've learned their lesson.
The league turns a blind eye to it, and it's obvious they do.
And when it comes to this whole intentional grounding thing, just throw it there. They're not going to call it. What is Tom Brady? You saw the video. The tight end runs 15 yards close to where the area might have been and just taps his shoulder. Oh, me, I'm the guy. They just let them get walked all over time after time.
Yeah.
And, at what point, it's just not going to happen at this point. So you got to walk into the games knowing that you're going to face some adversity more than normal. Because the league, the Patriots are always going to push the league to their boundaries. And whether the league, a spineless league that allows players, I don't want to get into it too much, but allows players' health to go out the window, just walk all over them, and they're never going to step up to it. So, yes, you do have to talk about the refs eventually, but you can't make it the focus. You have to overcome those things.
Yeah, I don't want to be the team. I'm past the point of bitching and complaining about refs. It's not an excuse anymore. We just have to get out there and win the games. And when you play the Patriots, you also have to play the refs. And we play them twice a year, so we need to know that. Also, the Bills need to be held accountable, too. They need to stop making stupid mistakes. And they made some stupid mistakes yesterday.
Like as?
What's that?
Such as?
I'm drawing a blank, but that was part of my notes. Is that they made several
stupid mistakes, just in general, lost logic right here.
Well, there's a lot of play.
tackling.
Yeah, lack of tackling, play calling issues.
Atrocious.
Time of possession again. Run when you should have throw when you should have ran.
Listen, their running yesterday was abysmal, and they still went back to the well every time on first down. Get rid of it. Stop running. Stop wasting a play when you only have 4 to get a first down, and you need all 4 against the Patriots. Stop wasting first down on running the same play to Devin Singletary up the middle. Just a waste of a play, and they needed to scrap that eventually. They never got rid of it. They just kept going, even during that drive where you needed to score in order to take the game to overtime. First down, Singletary every time.
Very positive was seeing John Brown deke out Gilmore for a touchdown, though. That was nice.
Yeah, that was Stephon Gilmore's first allowed touchdown all season. Do you know who's the only wide receiver or only corner that's touchdown-less against?
Trey White.
Trey White.
Yeah.
That's a pretty impressive stat, if you ask me.
Beautiful stat.
Yeah, when it comes to it, down to it, Trey White has been great. He kind of got bullied around in terms of blocking yesterday.
Yeah,
He's never been a big guy.
Yeah, it looked like he was kind of losing his cool a little bit.
Yeah, and Tom Brady, kind of went low on him, which, obviously you saw the Instagram comment, Jacob?
No.
Brady talked about, running through mother effers, whatever.
He got his shopping done.
Yeah, something along those lines. But he posted on his Instagram, and then Trey White said, "Chill, Tom. You know that if I were to hit you, I'd be fined, suspended, not vice versa." So,
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
really?
so, yeah.
Trey's not wrong, and also Brady's not wrong. He had a lot of time yesterday, so...
Yeah.
Can't get mad when people drop facts. Bill's got a
Tom Brady walked into, his house on Sunday and had a little Instagram party, and that's fine.
Kissing his kids.
Whatever.
Bills have to stop with the excuses, get in his face, knock him down.
The bottom line is...
Giants did it twice.
Rest your guy. Now, Dave, who's your diamond? There has to be a diamond.
It was very hard. Actually, really not a lot of players stood out yesterday. It was, again, a bad day for the defense, in my opinion.
Well, Cole Beasley had a lot of garbage time makeup catches.
Brown had his nice touch. You could give it to Dawkins, but that's just a fanboy thing at this point. Cole Beasley is the third diamond in the rough. Very good game yesterday, very open. Patriots had their nickel corner out, and the Bills took full advantage of it by putting Beasley in the slot and having him tear it up for 100-plus yards yesterday. Cole Beasley, diamond in the rough. You guys agree?
I'm obviously going to disagree just because I think John Brown had a stellar route, which obviously...
He had 1 yard, one catch for a touchdown.
No, and he burned the best corner in the league. I mean, that route, I watched on repeat this morning. I mean, it was just beautiful.
I mean, I actually watched a couple times too, but that goes back to what I was saying. Not a single player on offense really stood up. Run game was non-existent. Knox had several chances to catch balls, whether they were overthrown or not. They were overthrown. The offensive line, for the most part, really didn't do much. So you get to Dawkins for getting a touchdown. It's like, really, I mean, what are you going to do? And other than that, Brown was really kind of shut down. He had the nice deep. But other than that, there was really nothing. And the defense, nothing shined. I think, my personal opinion, I think it was the Bills' worst performance all season, but they stayed in the game, which that should tell you about a lot about the character and McDermott as a coach.
I would agree that it's one of the Bills' worst performances in recent memory. Definitely since the Eagles game, I would say that's their worst performance. Cleveland, maybe. Cleveland was weird. You missed 2 kicks. Who are you going to blame on that one,
But I think Beasley had probably his best game of the year, I would say, and it still wasn't that special.
So, Wednesday is our usual podcasting day. We usually release it on Thursday. There's a holiday this week. I forgot about it. I went shopping today and got all of that done, luckily.
The Galleria Mall was packed.
I did not go there.
Holy shit.
I don't go there. I went to Target. Target and the outlet. But we will not be filming a pre-game Jets podcast this week or show. And I'm sorry. I doubt you guys will watch it anyway. It's going to be family time. You could just re-watch the second half of this because we're giving you a pre-game, post-game, kind of like we did with the Cowboys Thanksgiving game with the Broncos game. It's kind of like a doubleheader, but it's like a stocking stuffer right now.
Oh,
like, just pulling out another episode in the middle of your episode. Boom.
Double episode.
Like a stuffed crust pizza.
It's like a stocking stuffer pizza.
Nice surprise.
So, the Jets,
Great surprise.
we don't really care about this game. You can't win the AFC East, so who gives a shit? First swear word of the game. Also,
You really...
might as well rest your starters.
You gave me a birthday present, and you said it'd taken me to the game, but you're really making this game
Christmas.
something I don't want to go to.
We're going to the Mongolian buffet.
You're the one that said you wanted to go. I didn't force you to go.
I'm looking forward to the game. I'm still stoked. I think it's going to be a good game, and I do think, to knock it off one of the questions there, I do think a lot of starters play this game.
Us 3 are going to the Mongolian buffet after the game.
Maybe we'll take a selfie for you fans.
No,
We'll
I'm
not be
excited.
doing that. We'll be doing that.
What?
We're not going. We're not taking a selfie.
Oh,
Okay, anyways.
We're going to Mongolian buffet.
We'll have to do that.
So,
But we're gonna take Dave to the game.
First game all year.
Yeah, we're gonna hold his
Second game
hand.
all
He's
year.
gonna go.
I was at the Eagles game.
Oh
And we
shit! So
lost.
they definitely suck.
Yo.
So the Jets game doesn't matter. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, so now the 6th seed's kind of in the balance now. Titans and Pittsburgh can fight that out next week. That'll be fun to watch since you got nothing else going on the weekend before New Year's Eve. Do you start Allen this week? Do you play him a full game? That's
No.
more of the question.
Why would you? What's the point?
I'd let him. You know what? I would have him come out in the first half. See if you can fix his woes of not being able to start a game hot. That's what I would do.
I think that the whole team starts the game, and I think the whole team plays until at least halftime. I think it's treated like a preseason game because this team, with McDermott at the helm, does not sit down. They do not lay down. They want to go out there and win every single game, and that does not change this week. He did say him and Bean would talk about it in the press conference and evaluate things, but I can see things happening like TJ Yeldon's active and he plays a lot. Guys
Luke
like
Williams.
maybe a guy like Brown sits out. Maybe Trey White sits out. Guys that are very valuable to the win next week. I think Allen does end up playing. I don't think he's good enough to not play. I think for the most part, the majority of the team plays into the first half, into the second half, because that's not the kind of character this team is. That's what I want too. I don't want the Bills to lay down.
I would go out of my way to say that this will be a dress rehearsal for the playoffs. They will treat this week like a dress rehearsal because preparation and practice is something that the process preaches.
And a lot of it is the weather on Sunday, looking ahead, is supposed to be like 25 degrees and snowy. So why would you want to put your players out in that miserable weather? Either way, they have to sit there. But why would you want to get... If that's the case, the Bills do adjust things and Barkley gets some time.
Do we have a Colts
I think
remake?
I think he'll easily play the second half. I don't think we see... Maybe, if anything, we see Josh Allen in the second half, it's him coming out just to, run through the script of the second half because maybe they didn't get the opening kickoff. This will be going through the motions.
Maybe some Tommy Sweeney time, baby.
No, because I don't think their tight ends are good enough to rest. I think you need to get them playing time. Playing time will be at a premium this week.
Give me Duke Williams.
Well, you still have to
stop with the Duke Williams thing. He's not good.
You still have to inactive 8 players. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of starters are just gonna have to play most of the game because you don't have a whole lot of players on the roster to begin with.
Give me 3 players. I'll start. You guys can think about it. 3 players that'll definitely be on the inactive sheet this week. I'm going to say Mitch Morse, inactive. I'm going to say John Brown, inactive. And for my third, Lorenzo Alexander, inactive.
I will go Ty Nseki.
That's kind of a bullshit one. He's been active the last 4 weeks.
That's fine. You took all the good ones.
No, you can still repeat me.
Micah Hyde. And Jesus Christ, I don't know. Frank Gore.
Frank Gore is going to be inactive. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think he will be.
He's a veteran. McDermott's big into veteran rest days. I would actually guarantee he's inactive. Mitch Morris will be inactive just to make sure he's healthy.
I bet a 30 on it, but I didn't give him
And
you got a 12.
Isaac gave me that.
Lorenzo Alexander will be inactive too because, and again, the veteran rest day. And because you want to see what else you have in your linebackers for maybe next year. Might be a dress rehearsal for some guys.
So I think it's pretty, the consensus is we're definitely not seeing Lorenzo Alexander on Sunday. Maybe his last home Bills game. Think about that one.
It won't be because I'll pull Zack here. It won't be because when the conference championships, the Bills will be playing the Titans in Buffalo. So it will not be his last home game.
So now that I'm thinking about it, since it is Lorenzo's last home game, I wonder if he does come out and play.
You can't go from Super Bowl to never mind, no playoffs now.
I'm
the one that gets
it's almost impossible to get a home playoff game. It's fine. I don't want to pay for that. That's fine.
We already did, didn't we?
We already did. I'm going to get a refund. But listen, Lorenzo Alexander, he's probably not coming back next year. It's a woeful goodbye, but also he's definitely starting to see it. He retired. I think we're starting to see it. He might stick around. I can see him on a coaching staff.
Yeah, I would say it's probably his last home game for sure.
Williams.
I would say Lorenzo's last home game for sure.
Yeah.
I would also say guys maybe like.
That'll
that'll be a different podcast. That'll be a podcast for another day.
Yeah, we need to have some stuff for the off season.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Sam Darnold, very his whole career. Do we get a couple turnovers off him, even with the backups?
Yeah.
Does he see ghosts?
No matter what.
Whoa, we should dress up as ghosts.
Well, this is actually a team that's been quietly decent the last 8 games. Darnold's actually put up some decent numbers after his awful games. He's had like 4 absolutely laughable games.
He was pretty bad.
He's looked decent. Le'Veon Bell hasn't looked as good. He'll be gone this offseason. He'll go somewhere else.
I think a lot of that team's going to be gone. We are going to see a gutted Jets team next year.
Yeah.
Good.
I think they're probably the worst team in the AFC. I know the record doesn't show it, but I think they're the worst team in the AFC East.
They're the worst organization in the AFC
Dolphins
East.
don't want to be good, but the Jets are trying to be good. And they're just not.
Listen, if you were to ask me who's in a better position for the future right now, Dolphins or the Jets, I'm going to go with the Dolphins because of all their first-round capital, their head coach that seems like he at least has his head on straight, and, he's obviously missing a quarterback, but come week 1 next season, the Dolphins will have a better quarterback.
Dolphins have a lot of talent on that offense. A lot of freaking talent.
Or is he going to the Bengals?
I don't want to talk about the Bengals too much or the Dolphins too much, but they're building something there with 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch them and the Jets kind of battle for the wild card spot in a couple of years as we take the division. So, I'm not going to be too upset. So, good for the Jets for trading up for Darnold and wasting him. And then good for the Dolphins for blowing up their team and re-racking. Bills are in a really good spot. Everyone wants to be really sad about 0-6 against the Patriots. I'm not happy about it. I think Josh Allen will have some consistency growth because I think that is his next step. Last year, he needed an intermediate passing help. He needed to get better at that. He had a deep ball. He's starting to get his deep ball back. He's getting his swagger back a little bit with that. I think
Perfect time.
I think that's exactly what it is. I think it's the consistency of putting the intermediate throws with the deep throws, making the consistent plays there, and that'll really put together his game. The running will get a little bit better. I think another year with this offense, I don't think Dable's going anywhere. We could definitely put that to rest after 3 straight 17-point performances. I just think that the Bills are in a really good position with $90 million in cap next year. All their first round pick or all their picks, 9 picks even other teams' picks. They're in a good position. I'm excited to see it forward. You know, we still have to worry about the Patriots, and that's fine. I'd rather it be a 2-team race at this point.
Yeah, one of the sleeper guys I want to see for the Bills this week with starters sitting out some of the game is Corey Thompson at the linebacker position. See if he's got anything for next year. To see if he maybe can fill Lorenzo's spot or be a pretty serious backup for us next year.
Deion Lacey.
Yeah, me too. Big fan of his.
Eddie Arbol. Yep. No, it's too late.
So, before Jake takes us home, I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
We'll be back.
Yeah, one of my biggest Christmas gifts this year was having a great audience like you guys. You guys have been great.
What did
this is
mom get that?
Yeah, what did mom give me?
So again, Merry Christmas, guys. Happy Hanukkah if that's what you're into.
Honestly, we're coming up on 3-year anniversary of Mad Men Sports in January. I'm excited for that.
That'll be 2 full years. You're going into year 3.
Yeah, we're going into year 3. So it's a 2-year anniversary going into year 3 of Mad Men Sports in January. We'll have a little New Year's show post Jets game, and then we'll flip the switch, and we'll go right into Houston Texans. That'll be a big game that I might go to. I'm still on the fence about going.
Wow.
I've got a plane ticket.
He's not going to it.
I don't know.
I think
I'm going to it. I think there's a really good chance I'm going to it. I called JetBlue today. I'm going to reroute my flight. But thanks for listening. Hope you guys have a great day. Mad Men Sports on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Give us a subscriber.